In order to show you all of the differences between working in Laravel 3 versus Laravel 4, I'm going to need two installations set up. So at the time of this recording, likely not when you're watching, but when I'm recording, I can still download the latest version of Laravel 3 from the Laravel.com website. So I will go ahead and download that. Next, I can download Laravel 4, again at the time of this recording, at 4.laravel.com. However, likely at some point in the future of this recording, that will be merged into the official Laravel website. It simply isn't at this point because version 4 is still in beta. So if I want to download Laravel 4, I can just click on this Install Laravel link and download the latest version. So now on my desktop, I have Laravel 3, which I will simply change to L3, and then I will also unzip version 4 and update that name to L4 as well. Now there's one final thing we need to do. I'm going to switch over to my terminal, and here I am within my desktop, and I will cd into that L4 project. Now, Laravel 4 is based on Composer, and that means it pulls in all of the components it requires, whether those were built by Taylor himself, or maybe those are pulled in from some third party, maybe Symfony. Now, all of this comes through the Packagist website, which is really fantastic. And if you're not familiar with Composer, check NetTouch Plus, and we have lots of content on it, and we'll get you up to speed pretty darn quick. Now, if I list the files here, you will see that we have this composer.json file. So if we go ahead and cat that to see what we're working with, you can see that we have this require object, and this specifies which packages this download depends on. So here we can see, actually, we need to pull in the Laravel framework itself. We pulled in sort of the base, but now we need to pull in all of the various components. And that way, updating Laravel no longer consists of downloading a zip file and updating a specific folder. You can simply run composer update. So now I need to make sure I install the dependencies. So I will run Composer, again, assuming that I have Composer installed. If you don't, go to getcomposer.org and click on the Getting Started guide. I promise it's not too hard at all. If you need a more step-by-step walkthrough, like I noted earlier, on NetTouch we have a tutorial called Easy Package Management with Composer by Phil Sturgeon. And I'll make both of those links available with this lesson page. Once that is installed, I will run Composer install. And that's going to download all of the necessary dependencies. So here's the great thing. While this is downloading, let's say that you are testing your application and you want to use a popular tool, maybe Mockery or Gout. Now those are third-party tools, but we can easily pull them into our project. Doing so would be as simple as opening your composer.json file, specifying the package that your app depends on. So maybe for development, we want to make sure that we're using Mockery. So I could say Mockery/Mockery, and then get the dev master version. So now if you're wondering, well, how do I know what to add here? Well, that's where Packagist comes in. If I browse to packagist.org, this would be similar to the Ruby Gems website. So in this case, let's look for Mockery, and here we go. Now I can scroll down and pick the version that I want. In this case, we're not too concerned with it, so we want dev master. So we can see, all right, that's what we require. So I would copy that in like so. And now I would run Composer update, or if it's a development tool, meaning it should never be used in production, it's only for developing, I would do Composer update --dev. So definitely have a look around Packagist. You'll likely find that you want to pull in a few different packages to expedite your workflow. But now if I switch back to the terminal, everything looks good to go. If I list the files, you can see we have this new vendor directory. So if I cd into vendor and list the files, now you can see that we do have Laravel. So if I cd into that Laravel directory, into frameworks, all of this was brought in through Composer. And again, let's say a month from now, Taylor makes an announcement, hey, you guys need to update, I've added some new feature or fixed a bug. You would simply run Composer update, and that would pull in the latest changes. So really, that's about it. I hope you're working along, and if you are, in the next lesson, we're going to figure out how can we run a server for version 3 and version 4, because you'll likely find that your workflow is a little bit different. I'll see you then.